Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode, we took on the Chicago Blackhawks in the second round of playoffs, and we managed to beat them as well, which is still kind of surprising to me considering we won the President's Trophy, but we managed to do so. We were trailing down 2-1 in the series, but then the team had three really great defensive efforts, winning 2-1, 4-1, and 5-1. And now we're going to be taking on probably our toughest task yet in the Anaheim Ducks, who are also 8-2 in this playoff run. So I think this is going to be a very tough task for our team, considering Anaheim is pretty deep on paper, but our team is also pretty deep on paper, so it might be a very heavyweight matchup. Obviously, considering the fact that they had a lesser record during the regular season makes me think that they'll be able to beat us, but once again, you never know what could happen with the simulation. Winner of this will go to the Cup Finals against either Rangers or Sabres, which is interesting. But let me show you guys what the Ducks are looking like, and I'll show you guys what our team has been up to so far up to this point, and then we'll go over your guys' comments. But this is the Anaheim Ducks, and you can see why. I mean, they're a very good team. Leo Carlsson, Trevor Zegras, and Troy Terry as the top line is absolutely filthy. Every single one of those guys having a ton of abilities. And then that second line is decent too. Ryder Ritchie, Yanni Koivisto is a very solid second line center. Could easily take over for Zegras down the road. And they also have Mason McTavish coming back from injury. As for our third line, it's one of the best third lines I've seen in a while. Sonny Milano, Jack McBain, and Philip Tomasino. And a fourth line of Bemstrom, Ritchie, and Comtois. Now, the one thing I would say with their team is they look like they're a very offensively minded team on this offensive core. Like, I feel like a lot of these guys aren't super defensively minded, because you got Ritchie, who's a power forward, Comtois, who's a power forward, Bemstrom, who's a sniper as that fourth line. So I feel like they might be a type of team to give up a lot of goals, because they don't really have a ton of two-way forwards, it looks like. They have like 3 two-way forwards, so hopefully that is the case. Their defense is also very good with Mintyukov, Drysdale, Zellweger, Carrier, Luno, and Lapalainen. So we got to find a way to be able to score on that defensive core. And then their goaltending has been absolutely insane up to this point, because Lucas Dostal, who actually played with us for a few seasons, has been very good in this playoff run. As you can see, 8-1-1 with a .955 save percentage. So their defensive play has been very good up to this point, and it is very scary about that. So hopefully we can find ways to continue scoring goals, because our offense has been pretty good up to this point in time. So it would be nice to kind of not get stifled by a good defensive team in that sense. But they also do have Vilja Heinola there as a scratch, but another former player of ours as well. So should be interesting to see what ends up happening in this conference finals. Let me show you guys what our team has been up to this point. But in general, our team has been very good. We are going to be running into a little bit of a problem to start, though, this conference finals, because currently Christian Kyrou will be missing the first 2 to 3 games at least of this conference finals due to an injury. But you can see with the offensive load, like, the depth scoring on this team has been all pretty consistent. The plus minus on everybody has been very solid too. So I'm very impressed with how this team has been performing up to this point. And then from a defensive standpoint, the defensive core has also been contributing a little bit, also playing some great defensive hockey too. So yeah, I've been just very impressed with pretty much everybody on this team. Even Gabriel Zag's been insane this year with a .926. So should be an interesting conference finals for sure to see who ends up getting to that finals. We did scratch Yakula because he was kind of not playing that good defensively. There is a chance he could draw back in if we need the offense against a defensive team like Anaheim is. And then, yeah, hopefully the loss of Christian Kyrou isn't going to hurt us that much, but he will be back for Game 3 at least, I think. So there is that. Let's get into your guys' comments now and see what you guys have to say, and then we will get into this conference finals and see if we could get to the Cup finals for the first time with this young roster. So the first comment is from Ezra Hambrook, who says, I'm not sure how to feel. I always am going to root for the Hawks to win, but I always need to root for Snipes teams to win, so I'm glad and angry the Jets won, ? And yeah, you should be happy. I mean, like, this Chicago team technically isn't the Chicago team you'll probably see in 2031 in real life, so just think of this as like an alternate dimension, and the Blackhawks aren't your favorite team, the Jets are your favorite team or something like that. But yeah, you should probably, I guess, feel a little bit of both in a sense. Like, whenever I beat, like, say, the Sens in this, even though the Sens are my favorite team, it's okay. I don't really mind, but it does feel a little bit strange when you beat your favorite team in a franchise mode. And then the last and final comment is from Senator Otaku. It says, really solid all-around effort from the entire team here. I'm not going to make any predictions, but it would be really funny if Ryan McLeod ends up being the one piece you needed to ultimately put you over the top. And yeah, I totally agree with that, because Ryan McLeod has been very solid for our team. he could be that one piece that helps us get to that Stanley Cup, because he's had a couple of short-handed goals. He's been playing really good with this team on that fourth line. Like, if we look at regular season-wise, he only played 20 games with us, only 4 goals and 6 points, which is not bad. He played good defensive hockey, which is what we needed. But then you go to playoffs, and he's got 5 points in 10 games, 3 goals. 2 of them have been short-handed goals. The one thing that has been kind of a struggle for him is his face-off percentage has been absolutely tragic. But obviously, he's been a very effective player on that fourth line role and helped us out quite a bit. Also makes our center depth look so much better down the middle. So hopefully he is that type of piece that could get us that Stanley Cup. And then I don't know if he'll come back in the offseason. He might, because we do probably likely have a lot of cap space eventually again in the offseason, because we'll have more RFAs to re-sign and all that. But for the fact that we have $14 million in cap space and we're in a conference final is pretty impressive, I would say. So yeah, that was that. Let's get into this conference finals and see if we could take out Anaheim and get to ourselves to a cup finals, or are we going to be stifled in this conference finals? Like I said, Anaheim's a very good team for what their record was. We were a President's Trophy winning team, so there's always that chance that we might get eliminated. So hopefully we can get to the finals. I don't know what the Rangers or Sabres are made of, but it would be interesting to obviously get to a finals again, especially considering we haven't been there since we won the Stanley Cup in whatever year that was, like year 3, I think it was, something like that. But let's get into game 1. We got home ice advantage once again. Let's see if we could take advantage of it. We're on a 3-game winning streak. Let's see if we could continue that too. First period of game 1. Obviously, we need to get the offense going because Lucas Dostal has been a brick. So let's see what happens. First period. It is 1-0 us. Let's go. Okay. That's not a bad start. Aiden Irving on the power play. Shots are 9-8 in favor of the Ducks, but we have the lead. So it's good that we already got to Dostal. However, he's obviously going to be keeping his team in this game probably for the rest of the game. So we definitely need to find a way to score more than 1 goal only on him. So good opening period. Let's see if we could have a good response as well to that in the second period and add some more insurance. Second period. 2-1. Okay. Michael Misa made it 2-0. Tomasino does get a late goal, which is not great for Dag to give up, because we could have had a 2-0 lead going into the third. Instead, it's a 2-1 game because of that late goal. Shots are 20-19. It's a 2-1 game, so it's a very close game here in game 1. Hopefully we don't allow an early goal, because I feel like we're going to allow an early goal to start the third because we had a 2-0 lead at one point. Hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully we can find a way to make this 3-1 to make it feel a little bit safer. Let's see what happens in this third period. See if we can get some insurance to help us out a little bit here. Come on, boys. Hey, let's go. Philip Groshek with the goal to make it 3-1. That's a huge goal from Groshek. He's been scoring a lot of goals. He has like no assists in the playoffs, but he's got like 8 goals, which is funny. Power play for us. We do not score on it. Final few minutes, still up by a pair of goals, and we are going to lock it down. That's our 4th straight game we've only allowed 1 goal in, which is absolutely insane. This team has been so good defensively for having kind of like a, I would say not the best defensive core, but it's not the worst on paper either. But the fact that we did that even without Kyrou is awesome. So great first game. We outshot them 32-26, and we have a 1-0 series lead. That's exactly how we want to start it off. So Irving 7th from Hellenius and Misa from Irving and Hellenius, and then Groshek's 8th of the playoffs from Kagorodov and Luke Misa. So Groshek has more goals than Irving, which is kind of crazy considering Groshek's a third liner. Eventually we're going to have to find a way to get him into our top 6 if we want to keep Groshek long term, because he's not going to be a third liner for his entire career. I could tell you that much. Like, this is definitely his breakout party. So Michael Misa the first star, Dag the second star, and Hellenius the third star. Pretty good game. Obviously, we didn't score a ton of goals, but that's exactly how much goals we kind of need to win these games. Oh, no. Nordstrom, who's replacing Kyrou due to injury, was injured with a sore foot in that game. So I'm going to have to go replace player for now, but we are going to have to probably call up ourselves a defenseman from the AHL, because I think it puts a forward in that spot. So because we're without Kyrou for another day still, at least another game, we have to call up somebody meanwhile, because it's probably put a forward in that spot, and I don't want to be playing a forward as a defender. Yeah, I don't want Yakla on defense. That's a recipe for disaster, probably. So we are going to have to call up a defenseman, so we will probably... He'll start goes through waivers, but I would probably want to have him get called up instead. I think waivers don't matter in the playoffs anyways, but I think I would go for Matthias Nilstorp of the two, because Scarlett... He could probably use a little bit more seasoning down there in the minors still for a little bit longer. There's also Louis Vara. I think I'm going to go for Nilstorp because he's old and he might as well make his debut here before the fact that we probably trade him in the offseason or his rights. So we're going to call him up, and he's going to get an opportunity to play here in the NHL playoffs in a big spot when we have our injuries. We will move Louis Vara to the top pairing. We'll move Ryan into the second pairing. And I guess we'll throw in Lemaire on this top 6 pairing. Yeah, I guess so. Can't get rid of this minus, I don't think. Geez, a -5. I haven't seen that in a while. So we'll go with that. And then we will take Yakul out. And, oh wait, Kyrou is back, but he's not fully healthy. I don't think I want to take that risk. I want to put Nilstorp in for a game just because I don't want to take the risk that Kyrou gets re-injured. So we'll get Nilstorp into that top pairing for a game. And then he'll likely get sent right back down once Kyrou's healthy. And Nordstrom is also healthy, so it's a little bit weird to obviously put in a defenseman that's never played an NHL game in the conference finals, but it had to be done just because we don't want to risk Kyrou getting injured longer term, because obviously if he gets injured long term, he could be out for like who knows how long in terms of the playoffs. So let's see if we could continue building off that first game. That was a really good first game, good defensive hockey, solid offense. Obviously, let's see if we could continue to do that and get ourselves a 2-0 series lead. That would be awesome. So here we go. Game 2 on home ice. Can we take a 2-0 series lead headed to Anaheim? First period of Game 2. And 2-2. Okay, we're finally scoring. Well, actually, we're not finally scoring. So we're starting to score goals on Dostal, which is good. We were down 2-0 also at one point, so that's also a very good positive. Obviously, not the best start for Gabriel Dag. 2 early goals. One was a shorthanded goal from McTavish, the other one from Leo Carlson, but a power play goal on that same shorthanded play, it looks like, from Logan Stankoven, and then Philip Groshek with another goal. This guy's a goal-scoring machine. Shots are 13-9 in favor of us. We were down 2-0, but now it's 2-2. Can we have a good response to that as well in the second period and continue that momentum we had near the end of the game, or the first period at least? Second period. 4-2 us. Let's go, boys. This team is firing on all cylinders. Hellenius and Lucius. We are scoring on Dostal. He had a 955 save percentage up until this conference finals, and now he's not playing super great against his former team, which is awesome to see. Maybe we just know his weaknesses or something, but shots are 22-21 in favor of Anaheim, and we're up by a pair of goals. Let's lock this one down in the third period and take that 2-0 series lead, boys. Zegers gets the Ducks back on the board again. It's 4-3. Coy Visto ties the game up, and now Gabriel Dag's falling apart here a little bit. Penalty kill. And they score a power play goal from Leo Carlson. Richie makes it 6-4. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like we're going to have a tie series headed to Anaheim. It looked like we were going to potentially have a 2-0 series lead, but the defense has completely blown it. And you could say it's probably because of the guy called up, but who knows. Perfetti makes it 6-5, and that's your final. Good offense, but that defense and that goaltending from Dag in the third period lost us that game. That's not great. Blowing a 4-2 lead like that, I don't like that at all. We might have to make some adjustments, but then again, Kyrou should be back, so we'll be back to full health pretty much. But Stankoven from Hellenius, Groshek from Misa, Hellenius from Irving, Lucius from Vandermeer and Perfetti, and then we have Perfetti from Lucius and Stankoven. But those 4 straight goals should not happen. Who was taking penalties and stuff like that in this third period? Palin with 2 penalties in that third period. And he had 3 penalties in the entire game. So Palin is being a little bit too much aggressive, which is not exactly what we need. We don't want to get into penalty trouble. Like if we look at penalty minutes, yeah, he had 6 penalty minutes. He had all of our minor penalties in that game. And then yeah, Gabriel Dag had his worst game in the playoffs for sure. And then Noonan came in and allowed 1 goal on 9 shots. And that was the 1 goal that made the difference. Huh. Yikes. Okay, well, we know that the Ducks could strike at will all of a sudden. Obviously, we're still scoring goals against... Oh, my goodness. Are you serious? Vernarski's been injured with a separated shoulder, so we are going to have to keep Nordstrom in our lineup once he returns from injury, or actually, or Nilstorp or Nordstrom, one of the two of them. But Kyrou should be back to full health here, right? At least I would hope so, but, ooh, no, this is not good. We're suffering a lot of defensive injuries at the worst time possible. And I'm probably going to have to make some adjustments to the defensive core. Yeah, Kyrou is back. Okay, good. Well, he is still injured, technically, but we might have to throw him into this spot. So Nordstrom will be playing on the top 6, even though he's injured still. Nilstorp will come out for the time being, I guess. And we'll get Cairo back in, even though he's injured, just because at this point we have nothing to lose. Hopefully those guys don't get re-injured, but Vernarski will be missing the rest of the playoffs because of his injury, which sucks because he was a plus 10 through 12 games. So I don't really like that. Let's see. Is there any adjustments I would make to this forward core? Not really. I mean, there probably is something I could do, but at the same time, I don't really want to. Like, Groshek could get into the top 6, but Irving's been good, Stankoven's been good, so it's kind of pointless. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep the rest of this the same. I'm just hoping that obviously our guys don't get re-injured, because if those guys get re-injured, we are going to have to call up more guys from the minors again. And yeah, we're suffering some injuries at the worst time possible, but let's see if we could have a good response in the next game. Obviously, Dag was probably the main reason we lost that last game, in our defensive play maybe too. But we need a good response. We're in Anaheim now. If we could win at least one of these 2 games, we'll still be in a good spot. But obviously, if we lose both these games, it's going to be a big hill to climb for our team. So we're both 9-3 with the Ducks in the playoffs so far. Let's see if we could respond to that last game and take a series lead again, because that was our first loss in quite a while. First period of game 3. It is 2-0 us. Okay, good start. Good start. Perfetti and Misa. Good defensive hockey in at first as well. Shots are 11-7. The question is, are we going to have a rough second period, or are we going to be able to hold on to this lead? Because I am kind of skeptical about our ability to hold leads at times. Like, obviously, last game we blew that 4-2 lead, and now we have a tie series because of that. So if we have a good period in the second, and we can find ways to get some insurance in the third and stuff like that, I'll feel much safer with this 2-goal lead. So can we get some insurance and lock them down in the second period to give us a better chance at winning this game in Anaheim? Second period. 4-0. There you go. We shouldn't be able to blow a 4-0 lead. If we do, we are definitely not made for this Cup finals if we get there. But Luke Misa scores and Chaz Lucius scores. Shots are 23-21 in favor of us. It's been a pretty back-and-forth series up at this point. We've been able to score a decent amount of goals, though, which is good consistently. And Dostal is not playing super good for them. And then, of course, Gabriel Dag has been very inconsistent still in this conference finals. But I don't blame him. The guy's a young goaltender, so he's going to play like that eventually. But the fact that we're able to score on Dostal is really good, considering he was going into, like I said, this conference finals with a 9.55. Let's see if we can lock this game down in the third period. We're on a penalty kill to start the third, and we kill it off this time. Good job, boys. We don't want to get into penalty trouble. We know what happened last game because of that. And so far, we're playing good defensive hockey here in this game. Good response to last game for sure. Final few minutes, and we are going to be taking a 2-1 series lead with a nice 4-0 shutout. So that's a very good response, considering we were playing great defensive hockey up until last game. Final shots were 38-32, so a 32-save shutout for Gabriel Dag after his worst playoff game. We'd love to see it. Perfetti from Lucius and Stankoven, Luke Misa from Stankoven and Hellenius, Luke Misa from Cairo and Groshek, and Lucius from Perfetti and Cairo. Pretty damn solid game. A lot of guys on 2 points, a couple guys on 1 point. In terms of the plus-minus, Cairo is a +3, so great return from Christian Cairo. Obviously wouldn't have any minus guys, but not bad an effort from the team. 32 saves. 3 stars of the game, Gabriel Dag, Luke Misa, and Cole Perfetti. Okay, that's a good response. Obviously, we got to keep on doing that, though. Okay, and we didn't have any re-injuries, which is good. Cairo's back to full health, which is good. Nordstrom should probably be around as well. But we've been playing some really good defensive hockey over the last four of the last 5 games. 5 of the last 6 games, actually, yeah. Because here, 2-1 win, 4-1 win, 5-1 win, 3-1 win, and then 6-5 was the outlier, but then a 4-0 win. So our defensive play has been great, except for that last game, obviously, in Game 2. The question is, can we have another good defensive game to potentially push the Ducks to the brink? I think we got to keep the team the exact same, considering we just had a pretty stellar game. So let's get into Game 4 and see if we could take a 3-1 stranglehold on the Ducks and potentially have a chance to eliminate them back in our home building. Come on, guys. Let's just get another good effort like last game. Good defense and bring in some offense as well. First period of game number 4. It is. Oh, what the fuck? Are you serious? Holy crap. I don't think I've ever seen it that dominant of a first period. Well, holy shit, guys. 6-0 after the first period. We're going to lose this game somehow. Just watch. We're going to lose like 7-6. What a first period. That's probably one of the best first periods of all time. I'm going to remove my face so you guys can actually see all the goals here. But you can see Stankoven scores on the power play. Michael Misa shorthanded. Grosek scores. Knack scores. Vandermeer scores. And McAvoy scores. And yeah, we're up 6-0 on 15 shots. They replaced Dostal after 3 goals. So Soderblom's already been in for 3 goals as well. Complete domination of a first period. Kind of scares me though, because if we go up 3-1, I feel like we could get reverse swept because maybe our offense is going to fall out of nowhere. But what a game so far. Obviously, we need to continue that in the second period. Not necessarily scoring another 6 goals, but playing good defensive hockey to keep this lead. Because if they score 2 or 3 goals back in the next period, they could potentially still come back in this game. So let's have a good second period and not allow them to get anything going. Second period. 7-1. Okay, I'll take it. They were at one point down 6-1. But Cole Perfetti's like, hey, man, you guys aren't coming back. We're up 7-1 going into the third period. Shots are 27-18. We should be able to win this game. If we don't, we deserve to fold as a franchise. 8-1, Aiden Irving. Jeez, man. Yeah, this is complete domination. But hopefully it continues into next game. Because if we score all our goals in this game, we might not score next game. Trevor Zegras makes it 8-2. Penalty kill. Please kill it off. Nicely done. Final few minutes. We're still up by 6 goals, and we are not going to score another one. Wait. Why does it say simulation pause? That's the end of the game, right? Yeah, that is the end of the game. I don't know why it was glitched out like that for a second, but we do win 8-2, and we have taken a 3-1 series lead here in the conference finals. Final shots were 36-29, and we win 8-2, which is crazy. So another good game from the defensive play on our team, and our offense showed up in bunches, especially in that first period. So Stankoven from Hellenius and Misa, Misa from Misa and McAvoy, the 3 M's apparently. Grosek from Perfetti and Kyrou, Knack from McAvoy and McLeod, Vandermeer from Jacuzzi and Kyrou, McAvoy from Hellenius and Irving, Perfetti from Lucius and Stankoven, and Irving from Misa. Let's take a look at those stat lines. A couple of guys on 3 points, a couple of guys on 2 points, and a couple of guys, or a bunch of guys on 1 point. Only 4 players on our team did not pick up a point. And those being Kagrodov, Galvis, Nordstrom, and Palin. Wow. Impressive game from the entire team. And then a .931 save percentage from Gabriel Dag. 3 stars of the game, Michael Misa, Charlie McAvoy, and Aiden Irving. So we're 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals. And if you told me that we were going to make the Cup Finals this year, I would laugh in your face considering we just won a President's Trophy. But this team has definitely been doing a lot better than expected. We obviously still need to win 1 game, which is a little bit scary considering we could still lose 3 straight games all of a sudden out of nowhere. But I'm really liking the way this team is simulating. So if we win our next game, we would be playing Buffalo in the Cup Finals because they did sweep the New York Rangers. So Buffalo seems to be a very solid team. I don't know who they have at this point in time. They might still have like guys like Zach Penson and whatnot, but you never know. I guess we got to keep the team the exact same. We've been firing on all cylinders. We just come off an 8-2 win. There's no reason why we need to make line adjustments, I don't think. So let's keep the team the exact same. Can we close out the Ducks on our home ice and go to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since we beat the Florida Panthers back in, I think it was year 3, maybe it was year 4, something around that stage anyways. Can we do it? Hopefully our offense doesn't dry up after last game though. First period of game number 5. It is scoreless. I'll take it. Obviously I didn't necessarily need to have a 6-0 period like last game, but I will take a good defensive period. Shots are 10-10. It's a 0-0 game, so very even game up to this point in time. Would be nice to be obviously the first team to score in this game as well. Second period. It is. Oh, 5-0 out of nowhere. Jeez. That's like if you guys watched WWE back in the day, Randy Orton with the RKO out of nowhere meme. That's what it reminds me of. Stankoven 1-0, Irving 2-0, Lucius 3-0, Misa 4-0, and Palin 5-0. 3 power play goals in that second period. Outrageous. And our team is an entire period away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's go in the real-time simulation, and then we'll probably intervene and watch us win the Western Conference, because we're apparently going to be going to a Cup Finals the same year we won the President's Trophy, which is not what I expected, because that doesn't happen all that often. But what a last few periods of this season for this team here. Let's intervene now. Might as well, since we have a lot of time and we're up by 5 goals. It's not like we're going to blow it, I don't think. And we're going to go to my favorite jersey, the white one, of course, because obviously I'm wearing that jersey right now. And for the Ducks, we'll go to their, what one is it that I wanted to go to? I don't think I have it yet because I don't have it on the roster update, so I guess we'll just give them their home jersey. Just might as well. Okay, and we will take my face off the camera as well, because obviously that way you guys can see the full gameplay. But what a crazy last few periods, huh? Up 6-0 after the first period, win 8-2, and then this game, we find 5 goals in the second period, and now we're 5 minutes away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals against the Buffalo Sabres, which hopefully Buffalo is not a good team and we're able to beat them, because that would be nice. Oh my goodness, jeez, Trevor Zegras looking dangerous there. Great save by Dag. He's wearing number 20, kind of looking like Ep.44 out there, but for the Winnipeg Jets, which is interesting. Here's Charlie McAvoy. We have a power play coming for a little bit too, which is kind of funny. McAvoy, great pass, and that's off the pipe, I think, from Stankoven. Yeah, the addition of Charlie McAvoy has also helped out this team astronomically. Like, him and Ryan McLeod have been huge additions to this team, so very happy with the players we brought in to help out this youth. And if we end up winning the Stanley Cup this season, that would be really amazing, because then we could obviously maybe turn this team into more of a dynasty. Stankoven has jumped up in points. He is tied actually up there for one of the number ones with 22 points up to the stage. Also, I think it showed Mark Scheifele. I don't know if he's in Buffalo, because if he is, yikes. Vandermeer a shot. Huge save there. I don't think it's Stostel anymore. Still, it's probably Soderblom, because that second period was atrocious. Here's Hellenius. Walks in, a shot stopped. Luke Misa to Stankoven. We're getting some good pressure here. Love to see it. Misa again. It's blocked. Misa again. Oh my goodness, I think that hit the post. I almost feel like I'm going to sneeze, which is not great, because or else I'd have to mute the audio at this section. McTavish with it. Short-handed, down by 5 goals though, so it's not going to really make a difference. Oh, it's like a real-time power play. I didn't even realize that, just because I have it set to like longer power plays. But oh well. Here is Aiden Irving throwing it back. Stankoven with a clapper. It's blocked. Hellenius. Battling in a corner. Vandermeer can't get by. He'll pin Richie. The scrum in there, and they get it out. Vandermeer finds Misa. I don't know which Misa that is. It's probably Michael. Here's a chance for Stankoven, and he scores. He didn't need to score because we were up 5-0, but he makes it 6-0. What a celebration, too, from Logan Stankoven with the dive and everything. The power play goal. That's our 4th power play goal of the night, as he picks up his own rebound and just throws it right back on net. What a power play this has been in this game. I don't think I've ever seen a team score that much power play goals in one game, but good on Logan Stankoven to get that goal there. And now he has moved into a tie for first in points with Tage Thompson. It was Scheifele was in the New York Rangers, so if we would have went to the Cup Finals against the Rangers, we would have had to play Scheifele. So thank God we aren't going to have to do that, because Scheifele was a player that obviously we had to move away, but it would have been kind of hurtful if we would have lost to him in a Cup Finals or something like that. Hellenius with it. Out front, Irving can't get the shot. We don't need any more goals, boys. Just play defense. We've been having such good defensive efforts, too. It's not just the offense that's been firing on all cylinders. The defensive play in the last, few weeks of the season, or playoff-wise, has been amazing. Because how we closed out Chicago and all that, it's been awesome to see. We have nobody up there in hits, so we're not very physical, I guess. Michael Misa at the draw. Here's Vandermeer, a shot deflected wide. So yeah, Michael Misa wears 76, and Luke Misa, I guess, wears a different number. Zegras walks in. A huge save, and it goes. No, it's not in, right? Oh my goodness, what was that? I want to take a look at that. That was insane, because I think that almost crossed the line, and Zegras crashed in it, so I don't know if it would have counted, but this shot kind of surprises Dag. Into the glove, off the pad, it squirts through. Zegras goes head over heels, and then he stops it as he... What the hell? Okay, this is definitely should be a goal technically in a sense, but it probably would have been called back for goalie interference. But it gets stopped on the line because Zegers falls right into it. And then it stays right there and doesn't go in. That's one of the weirdest plays I think I've ever seen. But I think that would have got called back for goalie interference because technically at this stage he's not able to get back to make that save. So I think that would have got called back, but who knows. Doesn't really matter too much because we're up by 6 goals. As Gabriel Dag's shutout is still intact. Hopefully he can hold them off for a little bit longer to get that shutout. I don't want to jinx him obviously by saying that word, but it is what it is. Probably going to jinx him now that I say that. Get it out. Nicely done, boys. Vandermeer up to Hellenius. Final 15 seconds of this third period. And Zegers has it again. Get it away, boys. Don't let them get in. Thank you. Good defense. Good. Don't let them shoot. Zellweger, a shot. Dag stops it. And 1.3 seconds left. We are going to be going to the Cup Finals versus Buffalo. What is Buffalo going to look like? Hopefully a team that is not very good. But at the same time, that might be the cheese team to be able to beat a President's Trophy team too. So, but we're going to the Cup Finals. Let's go. I am very, very surprised that this team managed to win a President's Trophy and get to a Cup Finals in the same season. Like I said, that doesn't happen that often. So the fact that we've been able to stifle these teams that technically some of them have been cheese teams, but to knock out like the former Cup champions in Chicago, and now to knock out a tough Anaheim Ducks team, this team has been very, very promising. As Perfetti's our captain apparently, which I didn't even realize. But shout out to Cole Perfetti, because we didn't even really set ourselves captains yet, I don't think. Aiden Irving, I think, is an assistant. But there is Perfetti getting the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl. Love to see it. As we are going back to the Cup Finals again. Let's go. Awesome. Let me just get through this part. And let's take a look at those 3 stars of the game. Michael Misa, the 3rd star with 3 assists. Who was the 2nd star? Probably Stankoven or something like that. Gabriel Dag with 29 saves. Love to see it. And the 1st star of the game. Oh man, that play is crazy though. Yep, Logan Stankoven. 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. What an effort from this team. We're going back to the Cup Finals. Here's a look at the player stats in the game now, just in case you guys wanted to see this. But, man. Yeah, Christian Kyroson's coming back from injury really helped out a lot. He had like 4 assists in those like few games he played. Love to see it. And another great performance from Gabriel Dag. The real question is, what is Buffalo looking like? And what is our player stats looking like now at this point? Craziness. 5 games. So we knocked out a team in how much games? Let's see. We knocked out St. Louis in a 4-game sweep. We knocked out Chicago in 6 games. And then we knocked out Anaheim in 5. That means the Cup Finals, potentially, if we do have a chance to win it, it might be in 7 games. But we're 12-3 in this playoff run. Let's see what has been going good for us so far up to this point. And of course, we'll take a look at Buffalo as well. But if we look at team stats first before our player stats, let's actually do a little comparison to us in Buffalo already at this stage. But if we go by wins here, both us and Buffalo have the exact same record in our 15 games. We're both 12-3. We're scoring more goals and allowing less. So that's interesting. Both of us have had very good power plays in the playoffs, both over 30%. And both of us had similar penalty kills. They're 7-0 on home ice. Damn, that's insane. Okay. But we're 6-1 on the road. They're 9-1 in our last 10 games. We're 8-2 in our last 10 games. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's take a look at our player stats up to this point in time. Starting off with our centers. Stankoven on 23 points. Michael Misa on 21 points. Lucius on 20. Perfetti on 17. Luke Misa on 12. Ryan McLeod on 6. Kagorodov on 6. Groshek on 12. He got 2 assists, which is awesome, but 10 goals. Right wing wise, Irving on 20 points. Hellenius on 18. Jaquizi on 5. Knack on 2. And Yakula didn't play any in that conference finals, but he did have 1 assist in 5 games. Knack has been much better defensively than he has. Love to see it. Defensively, Cairo on 14 points in 13 games plus 11. McAvoy on 13 points plus 9. Vandermeer and Galvis are both plus 11. Fernarski on plus 10 and 2 goals, but obviously he got injured. Will be out for the rest of the playoffs. Palin on 2 points plus 7. Nilstorp is a plus 1 in 1 game. And Nordstrom is even 0 in 4 games. Goaltending wise, Gabriel Dag's now up to a .931 save percentage. Love to see it. So everything has been working really well for this team up to this point in time. The question now is, how is Buffalo looking on paper? Are they a very good looking team that actually might be able to beat us? Because nobody has been able to up to this point. And Buffalo might be a cheese team. They were 39, 31, and 12, and they made the playoffs. I don't know how that is even possible. Let me take a look at the regular season stuff. They might be a lot better than they look based on record, too. So they might be a cheese team. They legit might be, which is scary, as being a President's Trophy winner. Or it might be an easy time for us, who knows. But they were 15th in the entire league. They somehow made the playoffs probably because of all those OT losses. But they were scoring 3.43 goals per game. They were allowing 3.22, 20.8% on the power play in the regular season, and 80% on the penalty kill. Yeah, they're pretty mid, which is kind of scary. They did just knock out the Rangers in the conference finals, who were below them. So both Buffalo and the Rangers are technically cheese teams, which is interesting, it seems like. Let's take a look at their roster. It's probably going to look a lot better than what that record suggests, though. That's my guess. And, yep, that's the case. That is exactly the case. Somehow this team had a below 500 record almost, and all those OT losses helped them out. Roman Verrata, Tage Thompson, who's a 94 overall, and Dylan Cousins. Very good top line. Second line, Artemi Panarin playing at 39 years of age. Craziness. Peyton Krebs and Andrew Mangiapane. That's a very good top six. Third line is weaker than Anaheim's a little bit, but they do have Brett Leeson and Zach Benson. Damn, that center depth is insane. And Ivan Perezhogin. Fourth line, Carl Grundstrom, John Tavares at 40 years old. So that center depth is great. Thompson, Krebs, Benson, and Tavares. God damn. And then Travis Boyd as well as there at 37. A lot of veterans on this team. But it's a very good team still for it being a veteran team. Like, a lot of these forwards are over 30 years old. Defensively, Dahlin and Honka, Perica, I don't even know how it's pronounced, Zane Peric, Power, Salo, and Johansson. Defensive score is definitely pretty strong on the left side. The right side's a little bit weak, but that doesn't really matter too much. And then goaltending-wise, they do have Devin Levi, who has been very good up to this point in time. And Arvid Holm, former Jets prospect. I don't think we had him in this series, though, right? No, because he was already gone before then. But he was a Winnipeg Jets prospect at one point. Scratch-wise, Alex Turcotte at 30 years old. Wow, what a bust at this point. Yuri Kulich is there as a scratch as well. And Jeff Skinner still in Buffalo at 39 as well as a scratch. This is a weirdly weird team. It's a very good offensive team. So I'm a bit scared about that. Because obviously anybody in that like top 9 almost could probably find ways to score goals. Like, their power play has been really good up to this point. And everybody on that power play is very filthy. Especially on that first unit. Second line has Tage Thompson, not even the first unit. Zach Benson, Mangiapane, Tavares, and Power. Yeah, both those power play units are very nice. I would tend to admit. Penalty kill wise, it's probably... Yeah, it's more a bunch of role players, but they also do have some good players on there too. So they might be able to score shorthanded. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the Cup Finals against, I would say, a cheese Buffalo Sabres team, just because of the fact they had a really weird record during the regular season, and they have a much better roster on paper. And we'll see if we're able to get that Stanley Cup win, or will our President's Trophy win end in the finals and not the first round like it normally does. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.